Hi there, my friends. It is Jessica. This is I Read to Relax. In the month of January, I had picked 9 books for my TBR, and out of those specific 9 books, I have read 6. I also am almost finished with another 2 that are not from my TBR, so I'm going to have a total of 8 for the month. 6 of them came off of my TBR, so I feel like that was pretty successful overall. And that's still a great way to start off the year. What I thought I would do for the month of February was pick, I think, an 8 book TBR, because that seems to be like the average of what I'm reading. And we'll go from there. I do have a couple of books that I've already chosen. And then we will jump into prompts from the TBR and see what else we get. But let me share first what I already know I'm going to read for the month. The first book is an ebook that was sent by an author who I used to ARC read for, and she very, very kindly sent me an advance copy of the next book in the series that's actually coming out in February. So that is Seize the Chaos by Silas Reams. And this is the first full-length novel in the Carolina Magic series. The next one is a book that I pre-ordered that comes out in the month of February, and I really want to read it right away, and that is Half City by Kate Golden. So I don't actually have this one yet, but I will be reading it in the month that it comes out, which is super exciting because I really, really loved her Sacred Stones trilogy. So I'm excited for this one. It sounds amazing. And then I read a nonfiction book in January, and it felt really good. So while I'm on a roll with that, want to read another nonfiction in February. Maybe I'll do a nonfiction book a month this year. I'm not sure. We're gonna have to see how it goes. We're gonna do it while we're feeling it. But I thought rather than do another sort of like self-help book, because I don't want to burn out on that, I would read That's a Great Question, I'd Love to Tell You by Elise Myers, which is a collection of like short stories or like snippets about her life. And I think she is just such an interesting person. I follow her on all of the social media, and this is her debut book, and I'm really, really excited to read it. And I thought this would be a fun way to continue the nonfiction trend with something a little bit different. So we're gonna read this one. And then the other book that I already have on my TBR for February is one that's already out. It's been out for a little while, but I waited until my copy of the special edition came. It's so pretty. But this is Kingdom of Chaos by Julie Hall. I don't know why I keep saying Hill. It's Julie Hall. And this is the second book in the Creatures of Chaos series. And I really, really loved the first book. So I'm really, really excited to dive into the second one. And like I said, I had just been waiting for this particular copy to arrive at my house so I could read it. So yay! Those are the 4 that I have already on my February TBR. And now I'm going to pick 4, maybe 5 if we get, really, like if we get a lot of little books, we'll see. The goal is going to be that we're going to start with 4 prompts from the jar, and that'll give us an 8-book TBR. Let's shake her up and see what we get. Prompt number 1 is, a random number generator. All right. I am filming on my phone, so what I'm going to do is I am going to designate, we'll say the Reluctant Queen right here is book number 1. I'm gonna say there are 50 plus books on here, so we'll do 1 to 50. And what I'll do is I will pause filming, run over to the random number generator. I will film me actually hitting it so that I can insert the footage, and then I will tell you guys what I got and we'll figure out what book it is. So I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I am inserting the footage right here of me using the random number generator, and as you can see, it picked the number 26. We're gonna start with this is number 1, and we'll count around and then down till we hit 26. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 is The Secret Chapter by Genevieve Cogman. I read book 6 sometime in the second half. I want to say it was October or November of 2025, and it had been a very long time since I read the earlier part of the series, and the other book just didn't thrill me. So I wanted to read this next one in the series in order to decide if I want to finish the whole series, because all 8 books are out, and I want to, you know, do I want to finish the last couple, or do I just want to call it quits and donate the whole series somewhere so somebody else can enjoy them? So we will find out. So we've got The Secret Chapter on the February TBR. Let's pick our next prompt. Yeah, Valentine, you being a good girl. I know you guys can't see her, but she's sitting here staring at me. Right, so this one is a book with red on the cover. All right, let's see what we've got that is red or has red on the cover. This has the bright red dress. Ooh. Where the Library Hides by Isabel Ibanez, which would be nice because we would be finishing that duology. We've got Bless Your Heart by Lindy Ryan, which could be a fun one. I think these were the ones that jumped out at me right away. And oh, this honestly looks more pink than red. So in that case, it would be between Bless Your Heart and Fairy Godmother's Inc. And I have had Fairy Godmother's Inc. forever. And it is a like fantasy romance, I guess. It's a romance with magical elements. So honestly, I think I'm gonna go with this one because it's February. We should have one romantic book on the TBR. And I have wanted to read this for a very long time, and I just sort of kept forgetting that I owned it. So let's do it. Let's put Fairy Godmother's Inc. by Sarana de Wilde on the TBR. This one, the little teaser is, if love is the source of all the magic in the universe, and the town of Ever After, Missouri is the epicenter of enchantment, then the locals are in dire need of a reboot. At least according to resident fairy godmothers Petunia, Jonquil, and Bluebonnet. Their solution? Blow a bit of fairy dust in the direction of those in need of romance. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, that sounds so fun! Yeah, I'm okay. I'm glad. We're getting some older books from my TBR finally read. And I feel like it's just been... This is why I had to get a separate shelf. This is why we had to start pulling things out, because we have lots of books that have been sitting for too long that need to be read. Let's pick the prompt for book number 7. Oh, I got a teeny tiny one. Yeah, a little tiny one. And it's got little tiny writing. All right, I don't know if that's gonna focus. Okay. So it says, a book that explores a social or political issue. Okay. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. So we've got this one that I've been putting off reading forever, which is The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. And I need to read this one before Haymitch's book, so yep. And then what? I don't know if Girl Dinner would be considered for this. It's dealing with like sororities and like social standing and things that go wrong. So maybe I feel like there's probably books that I have that have social or political issues in them, and I just don't know that because I haven't read them yet. So yeah, that's sometimes it's tough when you're picking this way because you just don't know. I suppose you could also say that Catabasis would fit for this prompt because it's talking about like the lengths that people will go in the education system. So that's a like social / political issue. I think I don't really want to do it, but I think it's time. All right, I'm gonna put The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes on my TBR. I know I need to read this one. I feel like Suzanne Collins wrote it for a reason. As much as I don't really want to read it, it needs to be read. And so we're going to put this on the TBR and hopefully read it in February if I don't punk out. I think this will be the last prompt. That'll give me 8 books on my February TBR. I'm trying not to overwhelm myself so that I'm more successful. So we'll stop at 8. And, you know, if I read more than that, fantastic. I can mood read. But this will be the end of the official TBR. So this one is, ooh, great first sentence. Okay. Let's pick a couple things that I'm in the mood for and we'll compare first sentences and see what we've got. So, one that I am really excited for is Girl Dinner. And I'm excited to check out Fairytale, but I think it's too big with the other ones that we've got. I kind of want to check out Welcome to the Hunam Dong Bookshop. And Dirty Lying Fairies. I've been dying to read this one. And for something a little different, Julie Chan is Dead. All right. So we've got these 4. We will read the first sentences and decide which one sounds the best, and that will be the last book on the TBR. So from Girl Dinner, the first sentence is, the clatter of dinner that evening was familiar, monotonous, like the pain in her low back that never really went away. Not the most stimulating first sentence. It gives you something, but it's not really exciting. Let's see. Julie Chan is dead. So if we go with the sentence before the first chapter, it's one thing needs to be made clear. I did not kill my twin sister. The first sentence of the first actual chapter is, are you filming a video? Okay, that's better than Girl Dinner. All right, let's see. Dirty Lying Fairies. The first sentence is that really what you're going to wear? Candace looked at me questioningly. Okay, not so much. And then, welcome to the Hunam Dong Bookshop. The first sentence is, a man was loitering outside the bookshop. Okay, so I'm sure these are all really great books. I feel like I wouldn't have purchased them if it wasn't something I thought I was going to be very interested in reading. But of those four, I definitely think Julie Chan is Dead has the best first sentence. So we're going to go with this one. And this is definitely sort of out of my normal quote unquote comfort zone for books. So I'm excited to check this one out. So, again, as a quick recap of what we have on the TBR, the first book is Seize the Chaos by Silas Reams. The second book is Half City by Kate Golden. Then we have, and the next one is That's a Great Question I'd Love to Tell You by Elise Myers. And Kingdom of Chaos by Julie Hall. And then for the random number generator, we ended up with The Secret Chapter by Genevieve Cogman. And for a book with red on the cover, there's a little Papa Red right here, Fairy Godmothers Inc. by Sarana DeWild. For a book with a social or political issue, we have The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. And last but not least, for Great First Sentence, we have Julie Chan is Dead by Leon Zhang, I think. I am excited. February is a shorter month, so, you know, reading time's always precious, but I feel like I've got some really great choices, things I'm really excited to read. So yeah, that's great. I hope that you made it this far in the video with me. Thanks for sticking through. Thanks for helping me, you know, pick my TBR. If you haven't already, you can like this video, subscribe to my channel so you know when I put out my next video. Leave a comment, something you're excited to read in February, or your favorite book from January. Or if you just don't know what to put like a snowflake emoji because we're in winter. It's so freaking cold out right now. But yeah, I hope you have an excellent month of reading, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!